What's up, folks? Got a fresh glass of homebrew in a lame cup. And today's video is about keeping your brew station clean. As you can see, right now my brew station is just absolutely filthy. You might remember a previous video where it looked real nice. Well, when you have a garage and you've got dirt everywhere and you got vehicles and dirt bikes and everything else, it's real hard to keep your brewing station clean. So I'm just gonna give you all a rundown of everything. We've got grime on our stainless table, maybe even a touch of rust, I don't know yet. We've got water spots everywhere. Water spots may be a little hard to get out of here, but we've got trash everywhere, so when you're brewing, it's not going to be real cleanly, and it's not going to be very sanitary either. It's not going to be very fun. So I'm brewing this weekend, so I'm going to get all this cleaned up, and when we return, we'll see how it looks. And I'm going to go over my brew station, which I don't think y'all have seen quite yet. I'll go through everything that I've done, some modifications I've done specifically to this recirculation port, which gave me some big time trouble lately, and we'll talk about these gloves, what they're possibly for, and we even go over some pump connections and everything else. So if you stick around, we'll be right back. Polish this homebrew, and hopefully I get a better glass rather than just some lame ass kitchen glass. Alright, see you in a little bit. Okay folks, I'm back, and as you can see, man, I'm starting to realize that I've got a bit of a mold trap here. Bleached this area. It stays so moist. I had like bottles down here. I think after my brew days it was just trapping mold, so that's going to be a project for the next probably a couple of days. I'm going to be bleaching that. So, but as far as my sink and everything, you can see it's a whole lot cleaner now. Goes to show that you really got to keep your brew area clean, because man, it gets dirty quick. But I guess I can let you know about my setup here. I've got highgravity.com. It's got this thing called a Warthog. It's a controller. It uses this dude here to sense the temperature. Matter of fact, let me plug that in real quick for you. Snaps in right here. Okay. Now that it's in, you can see where I've got that temperature set to. It's on boil mode. You can switch it to mash mode. I can set this baby to mash at, say, magical mash number 151, and it will raise that temp. It's 77 degrees in there. It's 151 as my set point. All right, inside this guy, remember from the last video, I've got a steel mesh 400 micron basket I picked up from Utah Biodiesel, and I got a little hoist I've kind of created that lifts that baby out of there. I can then slide it over. I could slide it up and over and empty my grains and all that over here. And for now, I'll just get it out of the way. Inside here, I've got my hop spider. This dude, the cool thing about these kettles is they've got this trube gasket. Well, let me get involved in what I got in here. At brewhardware.com, they sell these really nifty little false bottoms. It's all 100% stainless steel, right? Just talked to Bobby over there. He's really good at it. Here's my 5,000 watt boil coil. There's that temperature element that tells me, what temperature it is as I'm bringing it to a boil. They've got markings along the side for your measurements when you're filling. Here's my whirlpool arm. Comes in my last video, it wasn't whirlpooling very fast. I found out after the video I had the valve almost damn near closed. So then when this baby's wide open, it creates a fantastic whirlpool, and you can create a little nice trube cone in here in the middle. Another cool thing about these is you put this little spigot here. It's got a little spongy, see a little I don't know, squeegee kind of thing here, right? What that does is when you're creating that whirlpool and you got a bunch of true piled up right here, as it's pulling in, it's going to kind of block it. It would have to kind of come around and then suck in from here really to get through. So it works really well. Definitely piles up a bunch of true right here. You can kind of tell once you're done draining. This is a 20-gallon pot. I make 10-gallon batches. I usually end up boiling about 14 and a half, 15 gallons because 23 pounds of grain absorbs a lot. Plus this thing boils off at about 1.5 gallons per hour. The other thing you may notice is I've got a ceramic piece of tile here. Whenever I first started doing this, it wasn't boiling very hard. And I was racking my brain. It's a 5,000 watt element, 240 volts. It should be raging, you know? I kind of figured out that this stainless steel table I put in was acting as a heat sink. It was literally sucking the heat away from it as it was trying to heat up. So I got something that kind of insulated a bit. I went to the hardware store, picked up one piece of ceramic tile, and works way, way better. Boils like a maniac. Yeah, and that's about it. But so yeah, basically just letting y'all know everything that I've done. I'm trying to think of anything else I've done. When you get your, if you did go through high gravity, they have on their lid a little spray. This guy right here was a little spray nozzle, and it would spray down, fan out onto the grain bed. Well, that baby was a huge mold trap. I took it off, and it was mold all built inside of it. So right now I just got a straight through design. It's just gonna drip down when I'm recirculating the mash, drip down deep into that grain bed, and I'm hoping it just filters outward from there, you know. Kind of got it in my head how it's working out. I haven't quite tried it yet. Just took that spray nozzle off. I'm never going to use it again. It's in the trash. I'm not going to pull it out. So that's one modification I would get. You know, can't really think of anything else. So yeah, if y'all got any questions, hit me up. I got links to anything I can send. And oh, and the gloves. So when I lift this baby out, picture there's this thing just full of grain, right? But picture it hovering over the basket. I mean, over the boil kettle. So it's hovering, it's dripping hot water. It's full of grains, right? Let me see, let me picture it. All right, so it's just like this, right? Hovering over the thing, dripping that hot wort everywhere. What I do is I put on these barbecue gloves, right? I get up in here and I press down into that grain bed. Just press with my hands and press and press. Get all that juice out of there as much as possible. Then I'll slide it over and drop it down here, and then I'll deal with it later on. So yeah, that's what the gloves are for. It's a pretty nifty little tip. They do sell like pressing tools, but man, you get some gloves and you're just fine. So it also has a separate control for your pump, so you can plug in your pump here. You just flip that baby on and off whenever you need to do your recirculation or your wool pulling or whatever. So, yeah. Alrighty, guys. That'll do it for this week's video. Appreciate you watching. Hit me up. I guess I didn't really explain why I have a false bottom at the bottom. It's not to separate any kind of grains out or anything, right? You know, it's way too big for that. So what I use it for is, you got that boil kettle, or you got the boil coil down there, you got a heating element down there, you got your temperature probe. You can't just set your basket on top of that, right? So you set this little guy on here. Then, whenever you do lower all your grains down in there, here's what it looks like. It's now comfortably resting on that false bottom and not on your boiling element, right? So, just a little modification I did. When you get this from high gravity, it just comes with the pod and the with the boil coil in it and the controller, right? It does not come with this. He gives you actually a brew bag. You know, you're supposed to just mainly just use a brew bag. Well, what you need to do is do what I did and get this basket. Man, a couple of different people make it. Grab the false bottom from Brew Hardware, and then grab the basket from Utah Biodiesel or whoever else makes them, and kind of do this way. I think this way is way, way better. I did it one time with the basket, the bag, and I'll never do it again. So All right, guys, see you later. Dude, why didn't y'all tell me? I never showed you my glass that I was gonna change into. This is my latest home brew. This is a, what did I make? What is it, Bryson? Oh, it's a New England IPA. I kind of made it because the New England Patriots were in the Super Bowl about a month ago. And it only has a 5-minute boil. You put hops in for like an aroma addition, 5 minutes. And then I did a monstrous hop stand and like insane amounts of dry hops. But yeah, no bittering stage and no 20-minute or 15-minute stage. So it's, you know, it's supposed to be kind of cloudy, but it clarifies when you put it in the keg. So it is juicy, it's flavorful, it's very, very hoppy, but not bitter. It's great, love it. All right, guys, see you later. Go Cowboys. Thanks for watching, folks. This beer is what I'm brewing next. I brewed it last year. I'm going to brew it again. It's called a hibiscus ale. I need to tell y'all how to do it. It's great. See you later.